New River Gorge, yeah. Looks kind of a bit like the place that was in that film Deliverance, but hey boys, I done seen Deliverance and I ain't gonna squeal like no little pig. Hello, well I've got another couple of days off. I haven't been on YouTube for a little while because of work. And work, as I've said before, really gets me down. It's 6 days a week and then 2 days off. It's very tiring and I work late. So I've got my days off, which I'm looking forward to. It's always good. Had a really bad argument yesterday with a customer, let's say, who wasn't happy with the way that I was doing the job. Thought saying I was doing it wrong, it was too noisy, blah 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 blah. God, I cannot wait to get away. I'm so looking forward to getting over to America and being on that train. I've got a cold, by the way, can you tell? Got a rotten cold for the last few days. Yeah, I can't wait to be on Amtrak again. I'm waking up in the morning and looking out the window and seeing where I've got to. Whether I'm, sorry about the sniffing, whether I'm heading towards Chicago or Portland, Oregon, or Seattle, Washington, or off to Yosemite or the Grand Canyon or whatever. I just can't wait for the break and the freedom it's going to give my mind to think about other things, think about what I want to do when I get back and some proper work. I've had 3 new books come this week. I buy a few books on Amazon. I sell quite a few on Amazon as well. One of the books I've got is this one. It's called Care of the Soul. And why have I got this? Well, I get depression quite a lot. Well, let's put it like this. I live with depression. And sometimes I talk to people about it. But I was watching a programme with Alan Yentob on British television the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago. And he was looking into meditation and happiness. And he happened to mention this book, Care of the Soul. And he started the programme with a real open mind. And he was really taken by this particular book, and I've picked it up and I've read the first few pages. It actually says there, look, a New York Times bestseller. I've only just noticed that. I picked it up and read the first few pages, and I'm really interested. I'm really liking the book already. So yeah, I'll let you know how I get on with that one. One of the other books that I got this week was another Kerouac book, and this is The Subterraneans. This is really good. I haven't had time to read much of it because I've been at work, but it really is good. Just see if I can find you a little passage that I like particularly. For now, death bends big wings over my window. That sounds good, doesn't it? I see it, I hear it, I smell it. I see it in the limp hang of my shirts destined not to be worn. New old, stylish out of date, neckties snake-like be hung. I don't even use anymore. New blankets for autumn peace beds, now writhing, rushing cots on the sea of self-murder, loss, hate, paranoia. It was her little face I wanted to enter and did. It sounds brilliant. It's a great read, and maybe I'll finish this over the next couple of days. Maybe I'll have a good read of that. The other book that I got, which is one that you saw, it's this US National Parks East. Now, on my trip to America this time, I hadn't planned on going to the east side of America. I quite fancy going back to Raleigh in North Carolina because that was nice, and the Appalachians and stuff. But I hadn't really planned on going there, apart from going to Niagara, so I can get a train from Chicago to Niagara, and I think that's something that I do need to see when I go there. And in this book, I found a place called New River Gorge. There it is. There's a picture of it. This is the bit that really got me. There are long stretches of calm water punctuated by less difficult rapids that are perfect for amateurs or canoeists who are more interested in a quiet day of paddling or fishing. Smallmouth bass, muskellunge, walleye, catfish and carp are abundant. Sounds very good. So I'm quite interested in catching a muskie. We don't have muskies in the UK, muskellunge. I believe it's Esox muskellunge, I think that's right. The only one we have here is the northern pike, which is Esox lucius. That's our big predator. Grows up to about £44, which is about 22 kilos. And I believe the muskellungi grows a bit bigger, so I'm quite looking forward to having a crack at catching a muskellungi, even if it's a little one. Catfish, oh yes, I can quite see me catching some catfish and carp. I know a lot of Americans consider carp trash fish, but yeah, I'm going to have a go at fishing for them. And something that I want to buy is a fishing rod that breaks down into 6 sections. It breaks down into little sections like this that I can pack in my rucksack. So that's the next thing I've got to order. Do you like my hair? I don't know if you can see how red it is. I've also been interested in some other YouTube accounts, like Jamie. Hi Jamie. I won't mention it here. It's not really part of your community, like I'm not part of your community, to be honest. Don't get me started on community. Community seems to be for those people in YouTube that are already in it and don't want anybody else to come in, but hey, don't get me started. And it's not as if my rants and my entries are any less interesting than anybody else's. I mean, for God's sake, if a couple of thousand people are going to watch somebody eating a sandwich, you know, why is that any more interesting than me telling you about my life? Anyway, don't get me started, that's the main thing. So yeah, Jamie, very interested in your logs. I'm going to personal message you and ask you about the FFS. That's not code. If you know what FFS is, then you know, and if you don't, you don't. Yeah, New River Gorge. I've found it on the map, and I'll show you where it is on the map. I'm going to lay the map out on the floor and come and have a look. So yeah, less than 6 weeks now till I go away. Yeah, New River Gorge, yeah. Looks kind of a bit like the place that was in that film Deliverance, but hey boys, I done seen Deliverance and I ain't gonna squeal like no little pig. So yeah, hope you're still watching. See you soon. Well, I've had a good look on the map and I've managed to find New River Gorge, West Virginia, over on the east coast. It's rather a big map that I've got of a whole continent. And New River Gorge is kind of quite tiny in comparison to the map, but I'll just show you how it's laid out. Here's my map of the continent of the United States. This is where I started last time, over here in New York. Got the train across here to Chicago, and I got a train way down here to Albuquerque in the Grand Canyon. I went over here to LA, and then I went up to San Francisco and came back via Salt Lake City and up through the Rocky Mountains again to Chicago and back to New York. Now then, New River Gorge is down here somewhere. And I've gone and lost it again. Okay, so New River Gorge is just over here. It's way down below the Great Lakes, quite away from Chicago. Raleigh is just there. Charleston is just there, and New River Gorge is just there. Now if we're getting a bit closer, unfortunately, it goes all blurry. But yeah, that's the bit I'm heading for, or hoping to head for.